The Facebook going here. Alright. Getting the Facebook going here. Yeah. Curtail the political.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro
yellow.
With your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news. Middleboro news. Here on AM 1530 WVDF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning. And welcome to the Christmas Eve edition of Middleboro in Review. Today is December 24th, 2023. And let's start before we do anything else, start the show by telling you where Santa is. So, real quick, Santa, if I can get this website to load up.
This is official NORAD.
Yes, NORAD.
Yeah,
yes,
United States government.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, why is this being a pain? Well, we'll do that in a second. I'm trying to get NORAD up. Alright. I'm trying to get NORAD up, but it doesn't want to. Alright, anyway. I'm Joey Driscoll. Good morning, everybody. I'm joined by Don, as always. Good morning, Don. And we're joined by a guest today, Kevin. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Joey. Thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah. So we have a lot to get to. Let's get to our weather here real quick. In Middleboro, it is a cold, no, not too cold, but kind of cold, 35 degrees. Cloudy skies, a high of 47 today. Cloudy skies throughout the day. 54 for the high tomorrow, 38 for the low tomorrow night. In Taunton, the weather there, or here, outside of our hot Federal Credit Union studios, pretty much here in Taunton, 35 degrees, cloudy skies, a high of 46. Today, cloudy skies throughout the day. Cloudy skies tomorrow, 53 for the high, 38 for the low. And let's see, Driscoll, Texas, 67 degrees. Sunny skies right now, or well, it will be when the sun rises. 79 degrees for the high, 53 for the low. Rain possible in the forecast. Seems like it's kind of too warm for it to snow in a lot of the United States. Driscoll, North Dakota could snow. It's 30 degrees right now. No snow is in the forecast through the weekend, but it's 30 degrees right now. Cloudy skies, a low of 16 tonight. So that is your weather. So yeah.
Hey Joey, now that you're talking Driscoll, right? Welcome to Driscoll thing, Driscoll,
Yes.
Texas. You ever watch the Brady Bunch?
Very little.
Kevin, you watched the Brady
I
Bunch,
did
right?
indeed. It was almost every day when I was a kid.
Okay, it's a trivia question. The toy store they went to, what was the name of it?
Driscoll's.
Driscoll's. Yeah. Driscoll's Toy Store, yeah. A fictional toy store. So technically we're not advertising Driscoll's Toy Store in Burbank. I figured I'll let you know that. I saw a little clip on YouTube and where Peter saves the little girl. Remember that?
I do remember.
And he was the hero. And I think he went to his head.
It certainly did.
Yeah. But hey, you know, it should. He saved the little girl, right? Oh, yeah. What about Mr. Driscoll? He didn't, you know, faulty shelves and stuff, right? Maybe he should have, where'd the little girl weigh? Like, 40 pounds and made that shelf fall? What's going on? You know?
Definitely should have built it stronger.
Yeah, he should have built it stronger, and the mother was way too forgiving, I thought. But that's for another time. Joey, what's up? You're stealing my phone. Why?
Yes, I'm stealing your phone for just a second.
All right.
And you know why. I promised an update on
Santa?
NORAD tracks Santa.
All right.
And
Well, we
I plan to deliver on that promise.
Yeah, we left it when we left at 6:15.
He was in Russia.
He was
Let's
in
see.
Russia. Yeah.
So I plan to. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why.
You're having a tough time getting up.
Yeah,
for
I
it,
don't know
huh?
why this is not working.
Oh. Yeah.
Um,
Do you think he's having problems at customs somewhere?
I don't
Does
know.
Santa have to go through customs? Each of these countries, do you know?
Well, in the past half hour, he was in Tonga. So,
Tonga, Russia?
no, Tonga,
Oh, where's
the
Tonga?
island of Tonga.
Oh, Tonga. Okay, right. He's moving pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
You can't get it, huh?
Yes, if someone can get it for us, let us
No.
know.
All right. Well.
I don't know. Maybe the website is having some issues.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do our state histories real quick so I get those out of the way so we'll have more time to talk with our guest, who will be reading a couple of Christmas-related poems, a couple of New Year's-related poems as well. Our guest Kevin in just a few minutes. But our today in history. 1777, Karamati, also known as Christmas Island, is discovered by James Cook. 1814, representatives of the United Kingdom and the United States signed the Treaty of Ghent, ending the War of 1812. 1914, during World War I, the Christmas truce begins. 1943, World War II, U.S. General Dwight D. Eisenhower is named Supreme Allied Commander for the Operation Overlord. 1973, District of Columbia Home Rule Act is passed, allowing residents of Washington, D.C. to elect their own local government. Birthdays on this day: George Patton IV, American general, Major General in the U.S. Army, and son of World War II General George S. Patton Jr., served in the Korean War and the Vietnam War. Born in Boston, he passed away in June of 2004, June 27th, 2004, in South Hamilton, Massachusetts. And our other birthday we have today, 1945 on this day, Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead, born on this day in 1945. Lemmy, yep. Unfortunately, that band, all the original members have passed. There's one member that's still around.
He's not an original member. He was a replacement.
Not technically an original member, no.
You did miss someone though, Joey. My golden retriever Banner was born on Christmas Eve 3 years ago. Today's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Banner.
That's not. I don't think that was on the internet, but glad you here to clarify that.
I have Santa just north of Japan.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that update. Yeah. We'll try to keep everyone updated.
I think a lot of people. I think it took him a while to get it. So I mean.
I think there's something up with the website.
No, I just think everyone's on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic.
Well, it's morning now, and every child's up, running around, waking the parents up.
Where's Santa?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, where's Santa? I mean, so all the parents are going on the computers and phones to find out where Santa is, because the kids are up. And the parents are not getting any sleep now. Everyone's up, and everyone's starting to rip the presents open about this time.
Yes.
I always got up early. Did you get up early?
Always.
Yeah, it was always. As soon as you saw any kind of daylight, which we really don't see, any kind of light, you were up. Because no one's going to tell you to go back to bed, especially on Christmas morning. Especially looking at a tree full of presents.
No.
You probably have a few waiting for you or whatnot, and then you always wonder what's in the stocking. Sometimes you do better in the stockings than under the tree. Sometimes. You can put some high value cards in there, like gift cards and stuff like that. They fit in there pretty good.
And growing up on Thompson Street, Christmas morning, my mother would be up very early and she'd be playing Brenda Lee.
Yeah. We listen
Back
to that.
then I couldn't stand it, and now it brings back such fond memories and nostalgia. It's my favorite. I play it every Christmas, just like my mother did.
Yeah, no, we listened. Joey played it this morning, and then what are the other songs you played, Joey?
Played Little Saint Nick.
By the Beach Boys.
Yes,
Yeah.
I played Queen. I'm forgetting the name of the song.
They're doing good on the
Yeah,
internet, huh?
I don't have enough.
You know,
coffee
most
in-
people
I
are
don't have
familiar
enough
with-
coffee in my system. But Queen. Who else? Frank
You
Sinatra.
gotta type it in. You forgot the name?
No, I'll type it in.
Okay, yeah.
Frank Sinatra. Dio and Iommi. Ronnie James Dio and Tony Iommi. God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. That's a really good one. For people who like heavier rock and roll music, that's a really good one to check out. There's another one I'm trying to remember.
Brenda Lee.
Brenda Lee.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. But yeah, a lot of great Christmas music out there. There's Paul McCartney, his big Christmas hit as well. So there's plenty of Christmas music out there.
That
to
Queen.
check out.
Thank God It's Christmas.
Yes, that's the song. That's the
Yeah.
one. Yes, thank
Beautiful,
you.
beautiful song.
It is.
Beautiful song. Freddie Mercury was gifted with such a beautiful voice. God was good to him on that.
Yeah.
And that's just, and it's a song you never really hear on the radio.
No, you
it's
don't.
too popular. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
Queen's Thank God It's Christmas. It was a non-album single. That's what it was.
Okay.
So, yeah. So quite get that.
When was it recorded? Do you have that up? I think it was probably early 80s, if I had to guess.
Released 1984.
Okay, so that was during the works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was during the works.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Beautiful song. So yeah, check that
With
one
Brenda
out.
Lee, most people are most familiar with Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, but if you want to explore a little bit deeper, listen to the song The Angel and the Little Blue Bell. That's my favorite Brenda Lee song.
Really?
Beautiful song.
So who she did a couple of?
She did a whole album.
So she was known for Christmas songs.
She did an album of Christmas songs.
Yeah. Which is happened to be the probably the most popular.
Well, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree is certainly the most popular from that, but there's many other songs on that album that are just beautiful. Strawberry Snow, but The Angel and the Little Blue Bell is just a beautiful song. Very uplifting, very hopeful song.
Yeah. No, she had such a voice. I really think that's a song for anybody who can't stand Christmas songs after a while. That song you never get bored of. You know, there's songs out there you just want to shut off. Maybe it's played way too much.
For sure.
You know, just
Yes.
some
Yeah.
I don't know some artists should shut up and not put those songs up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
our favorite bass player and singer out there put a Christmas album, and I don't think you can stand it, right, Joey?
Oh, Glenn Hughes. It
Yeah.
is the worst Glenn Hughes album by far.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's bad.
yeah.
It's really bad. He should stay away from Christmas music. Yeah. I mean, I don't. He did a fine job for what it was, but I don't think Christmas music is his forte, and you should stay away from it. I didn't hate it. I definitely didn't like it either.
At least he tried it. You know?
At least he tried. Yes. At least he tried it, and it didn't work out. But who knows? Maybe if he tried it this time around, it will work out more. I think,
Covers.
Back then,
I think covers. I think
it was a little different.
I think there's a
It does.
list of traditional Christmas music that are out there that are the staple for Christmas songs on the radio, Christmas songs during this time, and to do a cover is, and if you do a cover well, you do it respectfully. I think that's the way to go, in my opinion. What do you think? Joe?
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, like we listened to. We listened to Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
Doing that song this morning.
Yeah, I'm more of a traditional Christmas music person. I'm not really into any of the contemporary ones. I prefer like Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra.
Right, and it's funny too, in the 80s too, when MTV was big, Bing Crosby and David Bowie did Little Drummer Boy. And I was watching it last night, and it's a whole video, and he walks in, and he says, hey, I'm Dave, I'm David, I live down the street, and they're talking back and forth next to the piano, and then, and then they end up doing the song, which I think the segue into it is awesome for a video, because they're talking about things, and he says, the oldies. He's like, yeah, I know John Lennon. I'm thinking, that's the oldies,
Yeah.
Harry Nilsson and stuff like that. But that's and speaking of John Lennon, is this Christmas?
Yeah.
That's
It's a really good one.
That's one of my favorites.
That's a great one.
Yeah. And Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
So there's so much good stuff out there. And there's so much bad stuff out there too.
You're very
just leave me
awful
alone,
stuff.
I don't mean that. I don't mean to single this song out, but Mariah Carey, absolutely a horrible song to listen to.
But that's
Every year.
one of the most popular songs out there.
The most popular.
The most popular song out there.
I don't like it. I really don't.
And it made her big. Did she do that song like 20 years ago?
Yeah, a long time.
And then it's got traction now.
Well, it's always had traction. I just don't like it. I can't get behind it.
No.
Anyway, let's move on. Before we get some angry phone calls from
People that love
Carey.
Mariah Carey.
For Mariah Carey.
How
fans,
dare you?
You got to be hitting that button now with
I know.
that. You got to do an ad and then get into Kevin.
Yeah. So
Story going
real
on?
quick, we got 2 minutes before we can take a commercial. Before we take our first commercial break. Real quick with the sports. Just want to make sure I talk about this because it is Christmas Eve and Christmas, and there are some sports to watch today. And in the NFL, it is Sunday, which means you got your Sunday football games. All starts off at 1 o'clock. You got Commanders and Jets, Browns, Texans, Lions, Vikings, just to name a couple during the 1 o'clock hour. 4:05, you got Jaguars and Buccaneers. You got the Cowboys, Dolphins. Sunday Night Football tonight, you got Patriots versus Broncos in Denver. And Monday, Christmas Day, you got 3 games. The early game with the Raiders and the Chiefs. The midday game with the Giants and Eagles. And you got Monday Night Football with Ravens and 49ers. And in the NBA, you got a couple of different games coming up tomorrow for Christmas Day. Milwaukee versus the New York Knicks. You got Warriors and Nuggets. You got the big rivalry game, Celtics versus Lakers. That's going to be a good one. Lakers are really good this year. Heat versus the 76ers, and Mavericks and Suns ended it all tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. start for that one. But Celtics and Lakers are at 5 p.m. tomorrow evening. So check that game out. That's going to be a very good one. All right, so it's 7:24. Let's take our first commercial break right now. When we come back, we will have our guest, Kevin. He's going to be reading a couple of different stories, Christmas-related, New Year's Eve-related, things like that. And we'll have much more as well with Dawn and I. So we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
Yeah. Got my truck back yesterday.
Yeah.
Awesome job on it. And jacked the trailer. Got a little trailer. Didn't pay attention.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495.
You know, I had like a number on the thing, so when I walk in,
Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Combat veteran.
So we're pretty much gonna
is an association
flip it over to you
of
as soon as we're
from
done.
all branches
Flip
of
it.
the United
I'm ready.
States
Flip it.
who ride
flipper.
motorcycles as a hobby.
The spinner.
Our mission is to support those who have defended our country.
Chairman used to
and
call
freedoms.
coffee
Our
rolls
focus is to
spinners.
help veteran
Another
care facilities
one.
provide a warm meal, clothing,
What are you
shelter,
doing?
Another one.
and guidance.
You said to me like a bunch of these
And welcome home. We have members from nearly
articles
all
about
50
people
states
getting
and
murdered.
abroad. Many members continue to serve in our
Merry
armed
Christmas.
forces,
Merry
with
Christmas.
several serving
Yeah.
in
Whatever,
combat
it's fine.
areas now.
That's all for tomorrow,
It's
right?
for it's for the yeah it's for the
Many
Merry
motorcycle
Christmas, by the
related
way.
charity events each year.
it's fine.
And as a nonprofit
I know we don't live in a
donate
I know we
to
don't live in a
various
squeaky
veteran
clean world,
care
so
facilities and veteran charities.
that's
To learn
fine, I
more about
guess.
the Combat
lot of
Veteran
people-
Motorcycle
tough
Association
time for a
and
lot of
how
people.
I
you
know.
can join or support, please
It's
visit
really good for a lot of people, and it's really hard for other people.
2-2.org.
All right, let's see here.
Hi, this is Martha Clopen, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week, we present the latest information on health, legal, and lifestyle issues that affect you and your family. It's fascinating, fast-paced, and fun as we explore all aspects of the Medicare maze. So join me for Medicare Moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
That's the commercial break right there. Done. Let's see here. For 20 seconds.
How long is that music? 20 seconds?
1 minute. 25 seconds. I'll play I'll play the whole song. Alright, 7 seconds. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll, making sure we have all the mics back up. There we go. All right.
All your knobs, bells and whistles
Everything,
are all in
that we
order.
need, everything that we need is back online. So
Knobs, bells, and whistles.
we're not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna flip it right over to Kevin with some stories.
Thank you, Joey. I'd like to say that I'm honored to be here with my best friend Donald, who I've known for over 40 years, and his wonderful son Joey, JD. I'm delighted to be here to be able to share a couple of Christmas stories with your listeners.
Would this be your second annual show?
This is my second show, and I hope to keep coming back every year.
You're more than welcome to come
This
back.
is a wonderful experience, and it's wonderful to be able to share stories with people out there who are listening. So I selected a couple of stories. One not necessarily a Christmas story, but more of a New Year's story, The Little Match Girl by Hans Christian Andersen, and also A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clark Moore. So I'll start with The Little Match Girl. It was so terribly cold. Snow was falling, and it was almost dark. Evening came on, the last evening of the year. In the cold and gloom, a poor little girl, bareheaded and barefoot, was walking through the streets. Of course, when she had left her house, she'd had slippers on, but what good had they been? They were very big slippers, way too big for her, for they belonged to her mother. The little girl had lost them running across the road where two carriages had rattled by terribly fast. One slipper she'd not been able to find again, and a boy had run off with the other, saying he could use it very well as a cradle someday when he had children of his own. And so the little girl walked on her naked feet, which were quite red and blue with the cold. In an old apron she carried several packages of matches, and she held a box of them in her hand. No one had bought any from her all day long, and no one had given her a cent. Shivering with cold and hunger, she crept along, a picture of misery, poor little girl. The snowflakes fell on her long fair hair, which hung in pretty curls over her neck. In all the windows, lights were shining, and there was a wonderful smell of roast goose, for it was New Year's Eve. Yes, she thought of that. In a corner formed by two houses, one of which projected farther out into the street than the other, she sat down and drew up her little feet under her. She was getting colder and colder, but did not dare to go home, for she had sold no matches, nor earned a single cent, and her father would surely beat her. Besides, it was cold at home, for they had nothing over them but a roof through which the wind whistled, even though the biggest cracks had been stuffed with straw and rags. Her hands were almost dead with cold. Oh, how much one little match would warm her. If she could only take one from the box and rub it against the wall and warm her hands. She drew one out. Ratch! How it sputtered and burned. It made a warm, bright flame, like a little candle, as she held her hands over it, but it gave a strange light. It really seemed to the little girl as if she were sitting before a great iron stove with shining brass knobs and a brass cover. How wonderfully the fire burned, how comfortable it was. The youngster stretched out her feet to warm them too. Then the little flame went out, the stove vanished, and she had only the remains of the burnt match in her hand. She struck another match against the wall. It burned brightly, and when the light fell upon the wall, it became transparent like a thin veil, and she could see through it into a room. On the table, a snow-white cloth was spread, and on it stood a shining dinner service. The roast goose steamed gloriously, stuffed with apples and prunes. And what was still better, the goose jumped down from the dish and waddled along the floor with a knife and fork in its breast, right over to the little girl. Then the match went out, and she could see only the thick, cold wall. She lighted another match. Then she was sitting under the most beautiful Christmas tree. It was much larger and much more beautiful than the one she had seen last Christmas through the glass door at the rich merchant's home. Thousands of candles burned on the green branches, and colored pictures like those in the print shops looked down at her. The little girl reached both her hands towards them. Then the match went out. But the Christmas lights mounted higher. She saw them now as bright stars in the sky. One of them fell down, forming a long line of fire. Now someone is dying, thought the little girl, for her old grandmother, the only person who had loved her and who was now dead, had told her that when a star fell down, a soul went up to God. She rubbed another match against the wall. It became bright again, and in the glow, the old grandmother stood clear, shining, kind, and lovely. "Grandmother," cried the child, "oh, take me with you. I know you will disappear when the match is burned out. You will vanish like the warm stove, the wonderful roast goose, and the beautiful big Christmas tree." And she quickly struck the whole bundle of matches, for she wished to keep her grandmother with her, and the matches burned with such a glow that it became brighter than daylight. Grandmother had never been so grand and beautiful. She took the little girl in her arms, and both of them flew in brightness and joy above the earth, very, very high, and up there was neither cold, nor hunger, nor fear. They were with God. But in the corner, leaning against the wall, sat the little girl with red cheeks and smiling mouth, frozen to death on the last evening of the old year. The New Year's sun rose upon a little pathetic figure. The child sat there, stiff and cold, holding the matches, of which one bundle was almost burned. She wanted to warm herself, the people said. No one imagined what beautiful things she had seen and how happily she had gone with her old grandmother into the bright new year. The Little Match Girl. I think that's a beautiful story, and although reading it, it appears to be a melancholy story of a little girl suffering, I really actually believe that it's a story of hope, because although life is often about struggle, often about pain and suffering and despair, I believe that the story shows that eventually we will all find the glory of God and be reunited with our loved ones.
Yeah, that goes to show that, the slippers got stolen at the beginning. It's just the madness of the world overpowering her.
And it says that they were her mother's slippers, so that must mean that her mother's gone.
That's why they didn't fit her.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a great story.
Powerful story.
Yeah, gets you thinking.
And for anybody out there, who's listening, who maybe lost a loved one recently, my mother passed away a couple of years ago on the 19th, just before Christmas. I think that this story, this hopeful story, can make you, feel peace in your heart that your loved one is watching you and that you will eventually be reunited with them. So do not despair.
Yeah, I mean, recently, one of my good friends' father passed away, which I love so much. You know what I mean? It was like a father to me.
One of my good friends as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he was the best. Always fed us. You know what I mean? That family always fed us. Always had a seat at the table, and I've had, and just sometimes a story like that brings closure to your heart. Sometimes, because it's just sometimes it's when you hear about stuff like that, it is heartbreaking, because you just remember the good times, you remember the voice, you remember the laugh, you remember, you just remember it all.
You do.
And you've told me stories, especially about our friend's father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yelling at you.
It would probably rightfully deserve it.
He probably did deserve it.
I did deserve it.
Yeah,
for sure.
But it's just like you'd love to get that. You'd love to get that back. You love to get your butt chewed out for hours just to hear that beautiful voice, just to be part of it. So
Absolutely.
so it's it's sad, but it's always sad in a way. But like you said, it's just I think brings closure. It's a closure story, I think. What do you think, Joey?
Absolutely, I agree, 100%. It is.
Yeah. We got.
So on a different tone, I brought a visit from St. Nicholas, which is a little bit different tone than the first story. The first story is very poignant, very deep and meaningful, and filled with hope. The visit from St. Nicholas is more filled with fantastic visual imagery of Christmas, and it's a little bit more upbeat. So I'd like to read that one next. So, A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mummer in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes did appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be Saint Nick. more rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricanes fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetops, the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Yeah,
Classic.
that is classic.
That's a classic.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you nestled with care. When you said sleeping nestled with care, I couldn't help but think of this picture. But it's been in this industry since the 40s. I'm showing a picture of it to now to Kevin.
So the picture is of an oil truck that's delivering oil, and it's Brow Oil, and it says heating AC installation,
No,
and it's got a picture on it of a mother in bed nestled with her child, nice
no,
and
that's a
warm.
little girl with a doll.
Oh, it's a little girl with a doll.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Curly
sorry.
hair.
It's a little girl with a doll, sleeping peacefully, nice and warm because of the oil man.
Yeah. This was a. It was mostly New England. This was a symbol that was on a lot of the trucks in the 40s and 50s. This was like the mascot in a way of, and I always dug it. And it disappeared. And then I happened to see this. And I actually talked to the driver, and I says, it took him a long time to get the he had to really look around to get the picture, because it really disappeared. But that was it. That was comfort. So when you said nestle with care, in the beds, warm, thanks to the old guy.
God bless the oil man.
Yeah, and I have kids come to the windows too, delivering. And again, over the years you watch children grow up. I mean, they're 4 or 5 years old, and they're putting their hands on the window, and and they see me out there, and it's happened a few times, and they're waving and stuff like that. But over the years you watch these children, when they get older, they're not coming to the window anymore. Only when they're young, only when they're like 3 to 5, and whatever. It's just, when you said nestle with care, I just thought that. So
Yeah.
I figured I'd show.
God bless the oil man.
I don't have to bless me, but it just goes to show. Because I went to work on Friday or whatever, on whatever the last day it was.
Well,
people
last week I ran out of oil, and I had to take a cold shower, and I had to go to sleep in the cold. So
You did?
I say, God bless the oil man.
Did he show up?
He showed up,
Yeah.
filled my tank, and my house was filled with warmth.
All right, it's 7:45. Let's take our last commercial break right now. When we come back, what's going to be open and closed on Christmas Eve? I'll let everyone know about that, and we'll have more with Kevin and Don as well. So coming up after our commercial break. Oh, on open phone lines as well, 508-822-1106 if you want to call in. I got about 15 more minutes to do so. Yeah, this has been a Middleboro review. This is Christmas Eve. And we'll be right back here on WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
Yeah. I think you outdid yourself. Rating. You did good.
Thank you.
Not one blunder or not one screw up. Nothing.
It's fun to do.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a phone call. Alright, let me just get this up. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, everyone. This is Chuck Hart home from Texas.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Chuck.
Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning. I love your poetry. It brought me back to my childhood. Thank you for sharing that. I unfortunately have a confession to make. I did not look at the dress code. It's about 6.5 hours away from where I am.
You better get going. All right. All right.
Big thunderstorms here this morning, early this morning. We're an hour behind you guys here in Texas. My wife's telling me it's 6:46 and 70 degrees after raining. Just wanted to say hello, wish you guys Merry Christmas from Texas and Happy New Year and all that stuff. And,
Yeah.
Thanks again for the poetry. Those are great.
Yeah.
To listen to.
Much appreciated. God bless.
Yeah. Hey,
Have a great day, everybody.
hey, Chuck. We'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking no, it's next week. No, it's 2 weeks. You're right. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, yeah.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Yep. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
From Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs.
When you
Utilities,
sent me that video in the machine,
agency
right?
referrals,
Who was filming it for you?
furniture vouchers.
Oh, the girl Jessica.
I figured that. I figured that.
For more information,
He's become a good friend, huh?
over
there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Middleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Oftentimes, the wheelchairs our veterans and first responders receive from their healthcare providers are subpar at best. Some are falling apart with a years-long waiting list for a new one. This lag causes a tremendous amount of stress for our heroes and creates a burden for their caregivers. Isolation leads to depression. We build what they need to get outdoors, hunting, fishing, or playing sports. Join the mission at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
242.
Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of life.
Papua New Guinea.
In a few short years, they have given more than
That's what
4,000
Santa is?
bags of groceries to those in need.
Good job, Joe.
Guests with limited
Good job, JD.
transportation options. They are open every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3 organization. Thank you.
Okay, good. 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back. I'm going to turn the music down. There we go. So it is 7:50. We've got about 10 minutes left in the show today. Now, during the commercial break, we got a phone call from Chuck Hart, wishing us a happy Christmas and telling us he was in Texas.
Yeah.
A couple hours from Texas.
He's down there visiting.
From Bristol,
yeah.
Texas, but he's in Texas.
He's down there visiting his son, who's in the military, so that's cool. And Merry Christmas to Chuck and all his family. And he really liked the poetry. He really liked the stories, and I think a lot of people probably liked it. I mean, the way you develop your delivery package is really wonderful.
Much appreciated.
You know, if you
Santa, an update on Santa. He is in Ley, Papua New Guinea.
He's flying, huh?
Yes, he
Get
is.
it? Flying.
50 million gifts delivered already.
Really?
Yeah, 50 million.
Works for one day a year. Nice.
Yeah, so that's what's going on there.
And that's NORAD, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny too. I was listening to
Actually, no, that's actually Google.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I NORAD. I was listening to a Pentagon spokesman, general, we're talking about what's going on. He mentioned that. He mentioned, we're going to be tracking Santa. I mean,
That's the most important duty of the year.
In an official capacity, in an official news press release, or in a news conference. So I thought that was cool.
All right. Well, it is Christmas Eve.
Okay, Joey, we didn't ask you what Christmas means to you.
Well, family is the most important thing.
Yep.
Family, spending time with friends and family is really important.
Not hanging around and watching Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of great things on TV during Christmas time, so that's just spending time with family is really the most important thing. What about you, Ben?
Well, it's funny how all the traditional Christmas shows go so early. It's never around Christmas time. So you're getting all the Hallmark.
You're getting all the good stuff way before Christmas.
No, but it's funny because a lot of the stuff they got now, close to Christmas, is good stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like in the Christmas cheer. Like for me, it started Friday. I'm not a grumpy guy, but I base my cheer and holiday on like a 4-day period.
It started on the 13th for me.
Okay, well it started Friday for me.
Okay.
When I came into work and we're hanging out with the boss and we're throwing Christmas music back at each other and we're talking this and we're talking that.
Well, I've been listening to Christmas music since Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't
my favorite holiday.
I feel more joy around the time instead of lead up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's around the time. It's soon. It's a full. It's not lukewarm working your way up. It's a full fuzziness. That's all I'm going to. You feel it's called the Christmas fuzzy for me. Fuzzy.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, right? So I don't know how else to say it, but that's what it means to me. How about you, Kevin? I mean, you mentioned that you listen to Christmas music in October, sir?
I'll listen to Christmas music anytime, especially the Vince Giraldi one.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown
great.
Christmas is fantastic.
Yes,
my favorite. I've been listening to that since Thanksgiving, almost every day. And, not to piggyback on what Joey said, but I mean, that's what Christmas is all about. It's all about being with family and, sharing time with family, sharing food and drink with family and exchanging presents with the people that you love and care about. That's what Christmas is all about to me.
This is my highlight today was to come here, have you on, talk, have a Christmas show that hopefully making people happy. At 7 in the morning on a Sunday morning.
I hope so. I hope that the stories that I read, were able to touch people.
Yeah, I mean, it's early in the morning. A lot of people are getting up. The kids are starting to rip. Gifts are getting ripped apart.
We have a phone call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Joey, Donald, and Kevin. This is Alpha Driscoll from lovely downtown Holiday, Florida.
Hey,
Good morning, Alpha.
Good morning. What a fantastic show so far. Kevin, you made me cry. Donald, you made me cry. Growing up with you all, and Joey is my nephew. I'm so very proud. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I love you all. And thank you for bringing tears of joy to my heart, okay? Have a wonderful day. I love you.
God bless you, Alpha. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Yep. Bye. Love you. I'm telling you, it's that delivery package. You got that delivery package. You got it. You got the delivery package. You just know how to.
I can only hope to do justice to these beautiful stories.
I think so. I mean, it's just because you're part of the story. You know, you're part of the story. You're one with the story. You know,
You try to be, for sure.
I think so. I think he did
Thank
a good
you.
job, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Coming back next year?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You're shooing over here.
7:55. Real quick. What is open and closed on Christmas Eve? I want to make sure I mention this.
Well, today's Sunday, so usual suspects are closed.
A lot of things are closed. Yep, on Sunday anyway, but Christmas Eve more so. City and town offices are closed today. Registry of Motor Vehicles is closed today.
Well, it's Sunday.
as usual.
You can zip through that.
State and local courts, banks, ATMs will remain open. So if you need to get money out,
They're always
you
open.
do that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're always open.
4 in the
So
morning
you
on
do
Christmas night.
Stock market's closed. It's Sunday. They're usually closed. Liquor stores are open. Connecticut liquor stores are open.
Connecticut liquor stores?
Yes, they're open.
They're usually closed on Sundays, aren't they?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Connecticut.
Liquor
Since
store
I don't
hours?
live there. Stop and Shop open until 6 p.m. this evening. Market Basket open until 5 p.m. this evening. Walmart open until 6. Aldi's will be open. Hours vary. Target open till 8. CVS is open. Hours vary. I believe the pharmacy is open too.
Well, there are some pharmacies that CVS are always open. There's 24-hour.
Yes,
People meant need
there's
medicine.
24-hour ones.
I know there's one in Weymouth. I mean, there are out there, which is
So they're open.
Which is very important.
Walgreens, same thing.
Yeah,
Their pharmacies are open.
Some.
Yes, well, it says open pharmacy hours may vary for some.
Okay, yeah.
Whole Foods open, hours vary. Trader Joe's open, hours vary. Where is there a Trader Joe's around here?
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know either. FedEx open. Offices with modified hours, and UPS will be closed, but there will be priority mail express to be delivered.
I have a friend of mine who's actually, as we speak, is working for the U.S. Postal Service, doing some Sunday package deliveries, and he told me yesterday
Did you
too.
get those gifts?
Well, he said he had today off, but he wanted to come in, and a lot of his coworkers wanted to come in to help his other coworkers who were scheduled, so they want to work at 8 o'clock. So he said he's probably done around 11. So so that's again, it's all about caring. It's all about being selfless, helping other people out. You can take the day off. Everyone can take the day off, and then meanwhile somebody got scheduled, so they, work at 8 o'clock on them. So I mean that's a group effort, I think. Good to hear that.
Tomorrow is Christmas. I will be here live doing the morning wake up news.
So VBF's open.
VBF is open tomorrow. Yes, not closed.
Do me a favor,
We'll be
Joey.
open.
Tomorrow, make sure to wish Jesus a happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Jesus! Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know who else will be on. I'm not sure who else will be on. If Jim DuPont will be on.
He might come.
He might be. Yeah, he might be.
And then you're doing that. You're doing
And
a
then
show.
Curtis Dias will be not live, but a pre-recorded program with his mom.
So if Jim does not come in, are you doing Curtis Dias at 9 o'clock hour?
I don't know. I have
Okay.
to check with Mark
Yeah.
and Curtis Dias
Right. Yeah.
first.
Right.
Before that, I'll know. I'll probably know by this afternoon what's
Yeah.
going on
Send a couple
tomorrow.
texts out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that'd be
actually,
good to know.
probably earlier than that. I'll try to find out earlier than that. Actually,
Yeah.
maybe this morning.
It'd be good if Jim did come in,
Yeah.
because he could do a Christmas show. I mean,
Yeah,
that's better than a
yes.
2-hour Christmas show on WVBF.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
absolutely, nothing better.
I remember Mr. Callahan, the previous owner, used to come in and do Christmas songs. Remember?
Yeah.
So that was cool. We sat through one of them, but he did a lot of like older Christmas music, stuff like that, and so that was something that was pretty good too.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock. That will do it for today's program. Hope everyone enjoyed today's program. We'll be back next week, New Year's Eve. I believe we'll have a guest. I believe we'll have Paul Lazarovich on next week.
Colin, maybe, right?
Colin. I have to check with him this week if he's calling in.
I asked him, are you calling in? Are you coming in? Oh, I'm going to come in. He's still not calling. I'm like, come in.
Well, I'll check with him this
bribe him
week.
with breakfast, you know what I mean?
I'll check with him this week. I'll have more information on that by Thursday. I'll try to check on him beginning of the week. And also on January the 7th, not January 6th, January the 7th, we will have Chuck Hurt of St. Vincent Paul.
So, before we sign off, what all of us say Merry Christmas all at the same time.
Okay.
Ready?
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Good job. Good show.
Thank
Bye,
you for
everybody.
showing up.
Merry Christmas.